Has Cletus McFarland just dropped the hammer on NASCAR? One wild ride with Dale Jr. could have permanently changed the course of events. And now, the entire racing community is following his every move. Is he a potential starter? Before we dive in, I want to thank you all for subscribing and helping me reach the goal of 1,000 subscribers last week. I really appreciate it. Let's aim for 2,000 this month. Let's dive in. Garrett Mitchell, better known by millions of fans as Cletus McFarland, has spent years blurring the lines between content creator and racing driver. But nothing compares to what happened when he teamed up with Dale Earnhardt Jr. for an unforgettable lap around one of NASCAR's most iconic tracks. Let's start with the truck. This isn't your typical race car. Cletus transformed a 1990s Chevrolet that had previously competed in the NASCAR Truck Series for Mike Skinner into a total beast. We're talking 1,500 horsepower, twin turbos, and four-wheel drive. A speed and engineering Frankenstein that looks like it came straight out of a racing game. Then Cletus did something unusual. He turned over the keys to Dale Earnhardt Jr. Down truck with Dagger. I wonder if she has ever been here before. Probably one. I'll go ahead and say, yes, look at it. Yep, yeah, this is DGA, baby. This is different. It is different. She looks great in DGA. You want to warm it up and perform a two-step check now? Yeah. All right. Maybe do a lap. End up in the DGA jail. If you know anything about Dale Jr., you know he is a living legend in NASCAR with numerous wins, Daytona 500 victories, and a surname that almost defines the sport. However, when he took the wheel of Cletus's custom-built machine, something unusual happened. He was as excited as a child on Christmas morning. All you have to do is put it in one before you start running, and it will automatically shift and whatnot, so it will move to high gear and lock the converter. And I'm not sure if you'll feel it, but it's going to be tearing. I have no notion what I mean by it. It's going to travel from 0 to 140 in 600 feet. So it should be quick. We've got this huge wing on here. We know you enjoy downforce. So I'm drawing this out for you. Cletus subsequently said, I don't think I've ever seen Dale Earnhardt Jr. that happy. You can see it in every frame of the video. Dale Jr. was floored. He described the drive as lights out and that it was so fun. This was not just another publicity stunt. It was a truly shared moment between two great motorsport characters from diverse backgrounds. And it did not end there. Enjoy. Enjoy? Yeah, that was a fantastic burnout. Great run. That's fun. If you had asked anyone, they would have assumed you were a pro on the second run. I mean, it was turned up. I am ready to go to a real strip. I'd like to run it on a real strip. You want to go on something fast? While most would have stopped at the famous video moment, Dale Jr. went far further. He spent time instructing Cletus before his next ARCA Menards Series event at Talladega. They talked strategy, qualifying techniques, how to negotiate Talladega's notoriously tricky tri-oval, and even the art of green flag pit stops. This degree of one-on-one experience from a NASCAR Hall of Famer, it is priceless. Cletus soaked up every second. See, Cletus isn't just out here playing around with race cars, he's serious about this. After improving his talents at Daytona in his ARCA debut, he returned to Talladega with something to prove and a greater confidence owing to Junior's mentoring. What was the result? A top 10 finish for a YouTuber who began capturing burnout events and car modifications. That is a major deal, and it suggests that something bigger is going on here, because it was about more than one race. Motorsport spanned approximately 2 generations. Old school NASCAR meets new wave digital impact in the greatest possible way. Dale Earnhardt Jr., one of the sport's most revered figures, has welcomed the new media landscape with open arms. Cletus, who created his platform outside of the traditional racing structure, is now taken seriously by those who define it. This Talladega event was not only exciting, it also showcased the sport's growth. Racing is no longer just about lap times, it's about stories, it's about personalities. It all boils down to who can bring the most people along. Cletus has mastered it. His fans don't just watch him race, they envision themselves in the garage beside him, wrenching, adjusting, and riding every turn. And with people like Dale Jr. backing him up, that link gets even stronger. It's a cultural clash, but in the best way. The previous NASCAR concept relied on grit, heritage, and sheer horsepower. How about the new wave? It's personality-driven, fast-paced, and constantly on camera. Cletus sits perfectly in the center. Think about it. How often do you see someone go from watching YouTube videos to racing one of the country's most dangerous circuits while being coached by a living legend? It is unheard of. But it is happening, and it has prompted the entire business to take notice. This wasn't a one-time marketing stunt. Cletus is developing something bigger. With each lap, post, and fan interaction, he is changing the way people relate with racing. And that is the real story here. It's not just about Dale Jr. driving a turbocharged monster. It's about a fundamental transformation in how NASCAR and the rest of the motorsports industry function. Gatekeepers? They're still around. However, situations like this show that the gates are wide open for anyone bold enough to charge through. Cletus McFarland did not simply let Dale Jr. operate the automobile. He allowed him to spearhead a movement. He asserted that fresh energy, voices, and platforms deserve to be on the same track as old-school legends. And NASCAR should pay attention. Because if it isn't, the next generation of fans and racers will look to artists rather than traditional broadcasters. They will choose honesty above legacy. They'll cheer for stories that feel genuine rather than polished or packaged. Cletus cracked the code. He is demonstrating that you do not have to spend your entire life in the pit to have an influence. What you need is enthusiasm, perseverance, and the willingness to go headfirst into something unfamiliar. And he's not alone. Cletus serves as a model for future digital racing producers. He shows people how a dream and a YouTube channel can lead to real-world racing success. He's opening doors while burning rubber. Is there any cultural, content, or competitive crossover? It is precisely what motorsports require to thrive in the digital age. He is redefining what it means to be a racer, not as someone born into the sport or supported by millions, but as someone driven by community, ingenuity, and an undeniable love for the sport. And that is why his story is significant. Cletus demonstrates that it is possible for each child who observes from home, constructs a car in their garage, or dreams with a camera in hand. Even more telling is how traditional fans have rallied around him. What started as a curiosity has grown into genuine respect. His performance is not only acceptable but even competitive. His effort is not casual, it is devoted. Behind the scenes, McFarland is building a team, a culture, and a model that could alter the way talent is identified and cultivated in motorsports. Its grassroots meets grit, propelled by supporters and motivated by performance. In some ways, Cletus has accomplished what NASCAR desperately needs. He has restored the fun element. Not the scripted type, but the true tire-squealing, gear-grinding variety. He's reminding everyone why they fell in love with racing in the first place. So, while declaring war seems dramatic, it works well. Cletus isn't here to tear down NASCAR. He's come to wake it up. And Dale Jr., he isn't just along for the ride, he is driving the message home at full speed. But before Dale Jr. ever stepped inside that twin-turbo beast, there was another key man who made it all possible: Greg Biffle. Biffle, an ARCA veteran, was instrumental in opening the door for Cletus, giving him reputation and access that many outsiders could only dream of. His behind-the-scenes connections added credence to McFarland's professional racing debut. Greg Biffle believed in Cletus, but few others in the traditional racing world did. That belief, together with McFarland's platform and work ethic, contributed to the formation of this movement. It wasn't just a one-man show. Notable veterans supported budding talent from two eras of motorsport. This is the future of racing, loud, unrestrained, and just getting started. If you want to witness more outrageous moments like these, hit the subscribe button, share your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned. Because Cletus will not slow down anytime soon, not even close.